right. Hello again.
Hello.
All right. Hello. All right. Yesterday, you guys read
The Three Little Pigs.
The Three Little Pigs. That's right. Okay.
And the three little pugs.
The Three Little Pigs. You read that yesterday. All right.
The Three Little Pugs and the Big Bad Cat.
Oh, amazing. I missed that. That would have been a fun one. Okay, today we're going to read the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Do you think it's going to be the same or different than yesterday? I think that's a good prediction. I think it probably is going to be different. All right. And this says, by a wolf. Do you think that's really who wrote the book?
No.
Is it going to be scary, do you think? It might be. I don't think so, though. But then it also says, as told to John Sieska. Do you think that's who really wrote the book? Mm-hmm. Probably so. And illustrated by Lane Stepp. All right. Okay. I'm going to pull this up and grab a seat. Okay. So the true story of the Three Little Pigs by a wolf. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. Remember who wrote the book?
Yeah.
A wolf. Okay. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. I kind of think cheeseburgers are cute. Okay, but like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. Achoo, 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 achoo. I ran out of sugar. He was sneezing, that's right. So, I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, what do you think happened?
It blew.
It fell right in. Good job. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake, and that's when my nose started to itch. I felt it. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed, and I snuffed. Any ideas what he's going to do?
Sneeze the house down.
Let's see. And I sneezed. Achoo!
The house down.
A great sneeze.
I got his house down.
We still have a house. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. Good prediction. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so
He's gonna take it and he's gonna eat it.
Is that what you think, Lydia?
Yeah, I've seen this.
Here we go. So I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. Okay. All right. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Don't come in. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth up. I sneezed a great sneeze. Thanks for helping. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down, just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Like Scout's honor, but Wolf's honor.
Wait, how are they dying inside
The house fell down.
I thought you suffocated yourselves.
Well, maybe. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do.
Eat it.
I had dinner again. Yeah. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. What do you think it means to be the brains of the family?
Smart one.
Really? The smart one. Okay, let's find out. He had built his house of bricks. Mm-hmm. I knocked on the brick house. Knock, knock, knock. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Again. Good thinking. Talk about impolite. Impolite, what does that mean?
You're being disrespectful. Not nice.
Not nice, yeah. Not nice. Maybe a little disrespectful, maybe rude. Yeah. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Sit on a pin. Would it be a good thing or a bad thing to sit on a pin? So do you think he was being nice there?
No.
He was not. Okay. All right. No, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and achoo, achoo, and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two little pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? Okay, so now we're going to talk. Arabella, do you have a question?
Did two of them die?
They did. The first two did when the house fell down. Yeah, they did.
Wait,
Taylor?
What does frame mean?
Ooh, good question, Taylor. I like that. Framed. Who knows? Does anybody have an idea what framed means? Jordan, you think you know?
That somebody actually they blamed it on him because he knew they were like cheeseburgers, so he pretty much ate them because he thought they were cheeseburgers.
Okay, so do you think he really did it?
Yes.
Did he really?
Well, because he blew the house.
So if you framed somebody, they probably didn't do it, but somebody made it look like they did. So they're making it look like they're guilty. You said blaming it on them, but they didn't really do it. All right, whoopsie doodle.
That was me, sorry.
Okay, all right, it's magical. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our W questions. So, who would be our characters in our story? Gonna think we're just gonna name maybe one of each, and then we're gonna go on pretty quickly. What do you think, Emery?
The three little pigs.
Oh, three little pigs would have been three of the characters. Okay, we're gonna stop there. I'm not gonna give you all the clues. keep it in your brains because you're going to fill out your books with those a little bit later. But our characters are going to be the who. Okay, there was a problem and a solution. Let's just think if we can come up with the problem together. What do you think the problem was?
I think the problem was he needed sugar so he could stop sneezing.
Well, why do you need the sugar?
Oh, for his grandmother's cake.
He needed sugar for his grandmother's cake. Okay, so think about that one. And then a solution is if it got fixed. So be thinking. We're not going to answer it all together up here. I'm going to make you guys use your noggins when you get back to your desks with your book. Okay, so that was a what. We've got another what, which is going to be our main idea. Remember, the main idea is what it's mostly about. Are you going to give me the details about one of the houses was straw and one of the houses was brick and there was a pig and he had dinner? No, because that's not what it was mostly about. If you were just going to tell me really quickly what the whole story was about, somebody have an idea? Brody?
The grandma.
The-
I meant the sugar.
Okay, so what about you can give me a little more than that, I think, for a whole idea. Because if you just said, "Hey, this book's about sugar," would that tell you?
Yes.
Lydia, do you want to try?
That the wolf kept going to house to try to get sugar.
Okay, so the wolf was looking for sugar. Okay, all right. And then supporting details. Those are going to be where you get really particular. Let's have Kaden sit up. So, Kristen, your supporting details are going to be your.
You said my name.
They're gonna be the things that tell more about the story, right? Okay. So you're gonna come up with 3 supporting details in your book. All right, then we get to the when and the where.
Setting.
That's our setting, right? So think about when our story happened and where our story happened. And then we don't have this one in our book, but it's another W question, kind of our lesson, our theme. Why does this all happen? Let's talk about that one since it's not in your book that you're gonna do. What was your lesson in this one, Jordan?
That
Your theme.
that the lesson the moral is that he learned his lesson by not eating the pigs.
He learned his lesson by not eating the pigs. Okay, do you have another idea, Brody?
Can I get a drink?
Can you wait till we're done? Thanks.
He's a wolf. I think the lesson is not to go to people's houses when you're sneezing.
That's one idea for a lesson. I like it. Do you have another, Lily?
So the lesson in this one is to not do something when you have a cold.
To not just stay home and go to bed. I wonder if there's a lesson in there are 2 sides to every story.
There are. No, there isn't.
You know?
There is.
I don't know. Okay. All right. So this should look familiar because you guys have done one, but you're going to do another. So it talks about the setting and drawing a scene. It talks about the characters, the problem and solution. 4 little things. And then you're going to have your main idea and your supporting details. And we talked about a few of those and we gave you some clues, but I really want you to use your brains while you're working on your books at your desks, okay? And be thinking about who those characters were, what the setting was, problem solution, main idea, all that. Okie doke? Sound like a good plan? Okay. What are you going to need to get this done from your desks?
Brain.
Yes, you are going to need your brains. What else? What are you going to need when you go to your desk?
Pencils.
Pencil.
Scissors.
Scissors.
And will we be writing about this story or another story?
That is a great question. Today you are writing about the story that we just read. This true story of the 3 little pigs told by a wolf.
Is that really a true story?
This is use your clues,
I need to ask the
right? Do you think it's a true story if a wolf was talking?
No.
Maybe not. Okay, all right. So what we're going to do, we're going to have girls go to your desks first.
Ouch. My face.
Boys, you can head your desks, get your supplies out.
I was in the restroom half the time. I'm going to pinch myself on the cheek. I don't really know much.
Okay, well, we can roll. All right, Anthony, you are a boy, so head to your desk.
That's right.
I have nothing.
Is it her pod or what? What's the issue? Hey Carol, you're currently getting recorded.
Welcome. Everybody have one? Okay. Alright, Arbella, let's take a look. So what do you need to fill out here?
I'm gonna go call your mom. And see what it means. Because I have no idea what it means.
Good job. Okay, honey. Counting some characters in the story. Count our characters. Or do something that's Oh, yeah, there you go. All right, I know you're probably not done. Again, that's going to be okay because you'll have some time to finish it up later. Leave it on your desk for now. And let's have, do you care to learn your specials?
They go to line order, so.
All right, if you are a boy, go ahead and get lined up for